Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth. If you've been a follower for a while, my name is still Elizabeth. Anyways, I have to do this video on like chunks because like life is just getting really busy and I don't want to wait until like Thanksgiving week to do this video because I want to edit it by then and have it up for you guys, you know, by December. So anyways, I'm here to talk about the books that I want to read for my fall TBR. Let me see if this helps. Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't make it any better. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. It is currently 82 degrees outside, but it is like cloudy and overcast, and it's gorgeous. I am truly enjoying it. But anyways, so two of the books that I want to read for the winter. So winter for me starts like December 1st. And it doesn't end till like February 28th because yeah, to me March is already spring because that's when like my spring break comes up, and honestly it's not even cold anymore come March. So that is what constitutes the winter months for me. So a book that I had on my list I already read because it was just finally got out of my book slump, and it's just a book that I wanted to pick up, and it was The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. But that's okay because I got more Sarah Adams on my shelf. So one of the ones that I want to read is When in Rome. It says, opposites certainly attract for a stranded pop star and a small town baker in this charming slice of romance from Sarah Adams, author of The Cheat Sheet. Amelia Rose, known as Ray Rose to her adoring fans, is burned out from years of maintaining her Princess of Pop image. Inspired by her favorite Audrey Hepburn film, Roman Holiday, she drives off in the middle of the night for a break in Rome, Kentucky, that is. When Noah Walker finds Amelia on his front lawn in her broken down car, he makes it clear he doesn't have the time or patience for celebrity problems. He's too busy running the pie shop his grandmother left him and reminding his nosy but lovable neighbors to mind their own damn business. Despite his better judgment, he lets her stay in his guest room, but only until her cat is fixed. Then she's on her own. But Noah starts to see a different side of Ray Rose. He sees the real Amelia, kind-hearted and goofy, yet lonely from years in the public eye. He can't help but get close to her. Soon she'll have to return to her glamorous life on tour. But until then, Noah will show Amelia all the charming small-town experiences she's been missing, and she'll help him open his heart to more. Amelia can't resist falling for the cozy town and her grumpy tour guide, but even Audrey has to leave Rome eventually. This one sounds really cute. I've read two of her books. I've really liked them. The last one actually kind of surprised me, but I'll put up that video so you can see my full review. Because it's got smut. Well, it's not even a lot of smut because I've read books that have more smut. But I was under the impression that she was like a closed door romance, although she does give a trigger warning at the beginning, but still was kind of surprised. But her books are super short. As you can see, this one is... Hold on, it's about the author. That's hers. Acknowledgements. It's like a little over 300 pages. It's like 305 or 306 pages, depending on what you count, like before the acknowledgements. So it's 306 pages. If I can, I'll probably audiobook it because I love her books. I'm sorry. I love her writing because it's easy to follow along. Like if you miss a tiny detail, it's not a huge thing and it doesn't require a lot of brain power. So I can listen to this while I'm cleaning my house, or if my daughter lets me while I'm on my way home from work, or while I'm in the shower, I can go ahead and just listen to her books and get lost in her books and even giggle my butt off because she always makes me laugh in all of her books. So that, and then another reason why I want to read this one, it's because the third one in the series comes out in January. I can put the date up here, January what? I have to pre-order it still. That's a different story. So it's this one, then Practice Makes Perfect, and then Beg, Borrow, or Steal is the third one. And like I said, it comes out in January. So I would love to be able to read all three books like back to back because I don't know if they're interconnected standalones, but either way, this is the first one and I always like to start with the first book of a series. The next one that I want to read I've had for a while, but the cover just gives off winter. Even though I don't have a winter here in Florida, this is what I imagine winter's like. And the book is Forever Never. Sorry, you can't see that steering wheel is in the way. Forever Never by Lucy Score. It says, under Brick Callen's mile-wide chest beats a loyal heart with a few cracks in it. He's the steadfast, overprotective type, especially when it comes to the one woman he can never have. It's a long, complicated history punctuated by fights, friendship, family, and an attraction that stains his iron willpower. When Remy Ford returns to Mackinac Island in the dead of winter, Brick makes it his mission to find out what put the shadows in those green eyes. Even if it means breaking down the walls he's built between them. Even if it means falling for the one girl he'll never get over. Remy doesn't need broody. Bearded Brick. Sorry, I'm going to start that again. It wasn't making sense in my mind. Sorry. So, Remy doesn't need broody, bearded Brick riding to her rescue. Again, not when it put them both in danger, costing them much more than their hearts. I'm sorry. I love Lucy Score. I've had this book of hers. It came out. I don't even remember when it came out. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah. Lucy. Okay, it came out in 2021. And then I guess it got redesigned, like the cover, in 23. So I've had it probably for a year on my TBR. And if you've been here for a while, you know that a year on my TBR is really not that bad, considering that I've had books on my TBR for years. Some of them were even in my fall TBR video, but you'll have to stay tuned to see. Oh, well, you would already know if I read them, but no, I didn't. There was a lot that I didn't read. So I was in a major book slump, and I needed to mood read. Because of Emily, I kind of got out of that book slump because she made me read the Once a Broken Heart trilogy. So I read that, and then I started reading like other books that I was really in the mood for, and it's just, I went on a roll. Thank goodness, because my slump was bad. At least for me, for what I like to read, my slump was bad. But this one sounds really good. The only thing that I don't like is the size of this. Let me see. This is like her acknowledgement, because she acknowledged Mr. Lucy. This is still her, an author's note. 561 pages. Now with Lucy Score, I kind of don't pay attention to the page count because to me, her books go by really fast. But 561 pages is a lot of pages. I mean, look at this. It is a freaking brick. So no wonder the guy's name is Brick. Is it Brick? Yes, Brick. No wonder his name is Brick because the book is a freaking brick. So those are two of the books that I want to read this winter. Okay, so continuing on with the whole Sarah Adams thing with the first book, the When in Rome book. You know what? I thought about it. Might as well finish reading the series. At least the series that's out for now. So the second book in that series is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This one says, Annie Walker's on a quest to find her perfect match. Someone who complements her happy, quiet life running the local flower shop in Rome, Kentucky. But finding her dream man may be harder than Annie imagined. Everyone knows everyone in her hometown, and the dating prospects are getting fewer by the day. After she overhears her latest date say she is so unbelievably boring, Annie starts to think the problem might be her. Is it too late to become flirtatious and fun like the leading ladies in her favorite romance movies? Maybe she only needs a little practice. And Annie has the perfect person in mind to be her tutor, Will Griffin. Will, the sexy, tattooed, and absolutely gorgeous bodyguard, is temporarily back in Rome, providing security for Amelia Rose as excitement builds for her upcoming marriage to Noah Walker, Annie's brother. He has one personal objective while on the job: stay away from Annie Walker and any other possible attachments to the sleepy town, but no sooner than he gets settled. Sorry, that just sounded weird. Okay, starting that sentence again, because it's a comma, not a period. But no sooner than he gets settled, Will finds himself tasked with helping Annie find the love of her life by becoming the next leading lady of Rome, Kentucky. Will wants no part in changing the sweet and lovely Anne. He knows for a fact that some stuffy, straight-laced guy won't make her happy, but he doesn't have the heart to say no. Amid steamy practice dates and strictly educational tutoring lessons, Annie discovers there are more layers to Will than his usual stoic attitude. As the lines of their friendship become dangerously blurred, Annie reconsiders her dream guy. Maybe her love life doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be real. Oh, this is the one actually that a former student of mine, because she graduated and I no longer teach high school, but she read this book literally 3 times this year. I told her, because she was getting into reading. I'm like, okay, well, start with Sarah Adams. Her books are cute. I read this book by her, which was the cheat sheet at the time, and I really liked it. I guess she couldn't find the cheat sheet, but she found this one. She says, oh my God, miss, I loved it. And then before the end of the school year, she was reading it again. So I need to ask her actually if she has read it anymore. But I told her, there is a first part to this. She's like, I want to care about the first one because I like this one. But I am one that I like to start, the series with the first book, because then you might get spoilers in the other books. The third one is called Beg, Borrow, or Steal. Let me see if I can get to Barnes online so that I can see what it's about, because I know that it's the third one in that series. Hold on, beg, spelled that wrong. Borrow or steal. Still haven't pre-ordered it, but it's there. Okay, so here it is, and of course I'm gonna get the Barnes edition. Don't know what extra it has, but it says Barnes Special Edition, so I will get it. It's loading. Okay. So, two feuding second grade teachers and neighbors find themselves teaming up in this new rivals to lovers romance set in Rome, Kentucky. So Emily Walker hates having her carefully crafted world disrupted by anyone, most of all her legendary nemesis, Jack Bennett. He's the opposite of the wonderful hero she dreams up in her double life as a romance writer, which is why Emily was perfectly happy when Jack left Rome, Kentucky, mid-school year with his fiancée. The last thing Emily saw coming was Jack's return at the start of the summer after calling off the wedding and ending his relationship, but is here to stay, as her colleague and her neighbor. Jack is glad to be back, eager to renovate his house and work on the next mystery novel under his best-selling pen name. But when he realizes he's now neighbors with the one woman who has always pushed his buttons, he discovers something he's even more excited about, thwarting Emily and her petty plans to sabotage his return. With their chemistry-fueled animosity at an all-time high, Emily accidentally sends an email to their school's principal that could reveal her secret literary side hustle. She needs to steal back her manuscript, and Jack, she hates to admit, is just the man to help her. Surprisingly, he agrees. Will their unlikely alliance put an end to their rivalry, or could it lead to a steamy plot twist they never saw coming? It sounds so good. I am also a teacher, and it does not come out until January 7th. So I'll put the picture up here of what it looks like, and I hopefully get to read that before February. That way I would be all caught up at least in that series. Another book that I want to read, because I don't know, what just sounds wintry to me, is Canadian Boyfriend by Jenny Holiday. The cover is so cute. Like, look at it. It's like a little hockey romance. So I associate hockey with winter. Don't know why. I guess because it's ice, and like I said, I don't follow hockey, so I don't know when it's hockey season. I think we're currently in hockey season, but I have no idea. All I know is that the Panthers won last year the Stanley Cup, so whoop whoop, go Panthers. But anyways, other than that, I really don't know anything about hockey. But hockey to me, it screams winter, and I've been to Canada both the summer and the winter, and it is extremely cold. I've been to Toronto both times. It is extremely cold. So I don't know, that associated winter with me. Anywho, this book says, once upon a time, teenage Aurora Evans met a hockey player at the Mall of America. He was from Canada, and soon he was the perfect fake boyfriend, a get-out-of-jail-free card for all kinds of sticky situations. I can't go to prom. I'm going to be visiting my boyfriend in Canada. He was just what she needed to cover her social awkwardness. He never had to know. It wasn't like she was ever going to see him again. Years later, Aurora is teaching kids dance classes and battling panic and eating disorders, souvenirs from her failed ballet career, when pro hockey player Mike Martin walks in with his daughter. Mike's honesty about his struggles with widowhood helps Aurora confront some of her own demons, and the two forge an unlikely friendship. There's just one problem. Mike is the boy she spent years pretending was her Canadian boyfriend. The longer she keeps her secret, the more she knows it will shatter the truth between them, or the trust, between them. But to have the life she wants, she needs to tackle the most important thing of all, believing in herself. It sounds so cute. I've liked hockey romances. I've read two of them. I read Icebreaker, which I loved, and then I read Wildfire. Wildfire really wasn't so much of a hockey romance, but Russ was on the hockey team, but it takes place in the summer. So it was more the relationship between the two characters and not so much the sport. But either way, I loved those two by Hannah Grace. So I thought, why not? Abby Jimenez even blurbed that says, a heartwarming, healing rom-com. And yes, I can see it now. Point shoes means she is a ballerina. I used to do ballet when I was younger, and even though I no longer do it, it's something that I still enjoy. And I even put classical music for my students whenever they're doing their independent work. I put it, and they've seemed to enjoy it. Like, I've put Swan Lake, I've put Sleeping Beauty, I've put The Nutcracker because we're coming up on Christmas time, and they seem to love it. So ballet is just a part of me, and hopefully my daughter will end up liking it like I like it too. Now, the next book, kind of like on the fence about reading it because I'm not a big fan of the series, but it's the last one in the series. I've had it for about a year because I pre-ordered it from Barnes whenever it came out. But I don't know. And the cover doesn't give me winter vibes, but whatever. It's one of those things that I want to finish a series. And that is Foul Heart Huntsman. It's YA, but she's thick. I would probably have to read a recap as to what happened in the previous book to not remember this. I know that his name is Orion. Don't remember her name. Oh, that's right, Rosalind. It says, Rosalind Lang has suffered the worst possible fate for a national spy. Oh my goodness. Something happened today at work and I can't read, sorry. She's been exposed. With reporters camped outside her apartment watching for the infamous Lady Fortune, she's barely left her bedroom in weeks, plotting her next course of action after Orion was taken and his memories of Rosalind wiped. Oh, good. This is at least reminding me of something, because I honestly do not remember squat from the first book. Though their marriage might have been a sham, his absence hurts him more than any physical wound. She won't rest until she gets him back. But with her identity in the open, the task is near impossible. The only way to leave the city and rescue her beloved is under the guise of a national tour. It's easy to convince her superiors that the countryside needs unity more than ever, and who better than an immortal girl to stir pride and strength into her people? When the tour goes wrong, however, everything Rosalind once knew is thrown up in the air. When she takes refuge outside Shanghai, old ghosts come into the open and adversaries turn into allies. To save Orion, they must find a cure for his mother's treacherous invention and take this dangerous chemical weapon away before the impending foreign invasion. But the clock is ticking, and if Rosalind fails, it's not only Orion she loses, but her nation itself. Okay, some things are starting to come back to me. Maybe they will come back even more as I read the book. But I'm sorry, the book is stunning. The one that comes before this, Foul Lady Fortune, the cover is stunning as well. This one has a heart on the cover. The other one had a Carabella skull. But either way, the cover is gorgeous. And I want to finish the series because, sorry, just got a message. Because the series is just, when I get into it, it's interesting, but I don't know. And it's YA, so I can't complain. Another one that's YA that I've had for a while, and I'll have to say I do like this author. She writes good YA for me, and that is Cinder and Glass. The cover is really pretty too. So it says, okay, I don't want to read that because that's not like a synopsis, but it is Cindrillien de Lovus was poised. You see, can't read, sorry. Was poised to be the most eligible maiden in all of France. But the death of her father, the king's favorite advisor, has left Cindrillien at the will of her cruel stepmother and stepsisters. Dubbed Lady Cinder by the court, Cindrillien is forced to become a servant to her new family. But when she attends the royal ball, she catches the eye of the handsome Prince Louis and his younger brother Auguste, I guess you would say in French. I don't know French. Even though Cindrillien has an immediate aversion to Louis and a connection with Auguste, the only way to escape her stepmother is to compete with the other girls at court for the prince's hand. As her stepmother's cruelty grows, Cindrillien captures the prince's heart, though her own heart belongs to Auguste. Cindrillien's fate rests on one question. Can she bear losing the boy she loves in order to live a life she hates? It sounds really good. I'm sorry, I don't like Melissa de la Cruz. I think she's the one. Is it Melissa de la Cruz? Yes. I think she is the one that wrote the Descendants series. So if you don't know about that, she started... Oh, that's right. She did the Alex and Eliza trilogy, which is based on Alexander Hamilton. I loved the trilogy. It is YA. So it's kind of like a watered down version, and it's not fully based on facts, but it's a really good trilogy. I read the first book when I was pregnant with my daughter, and then the second book and third book, like the library from my city never had it, so I just went to Barnes and I bought all 3 books because I knew I would like them. So yeah, she wrote the Alex and Eliza trilogy. She did write the Descendants novels. So if you don't know, she wrote the first Descendants, and then I think you have to watch the movie, and then the movie kind of goes like with the books, but she's the one that started it first, or she worked with Disney or something like that. I've seen all the movies except for the new one, and I've read all the books except for the newest one, which I also own. And her books, to me, they're easy to fly through. I don't have to think about them. They're fun. The Descendants ones were really fun in the sense that I got to see like the children of the villains and kind of like their own personalities. And oh, I can see why this is Jafar's kid because they resemble Jafar in this way. Or I can see how this is Maleficent's kid because of this, this, and this. It did bring up some questions, and I at least for now, because I haven't read the last book and I haven't seen the latest movie. Well, no. Well, yeah. It answers the question of who the father of one of the kids is, but it doesn't answer who the missing parents or the mother or the father of the other kids is. I don't know if the new movie explains it, and I don't know if the newest book explains, because I don't know if there's going to be more. But that's something that I'm hoping that I'm hoping that this is not like that. I don't think that this is part of a series. Oh my. Literally opened the book and it's like, oh, it's falling apart. I wonder why. Did I get this book delivered to me? I don't even remember. This book, I've had it for about a year. I don't know what this is, but whatever. It doesn't look like it's a series. It looks to be like a single book, hopefully. So hopefully I have no impending questions, like, I don't know what questions I would have, but hopefully all my questions get answered within that one book. Gotta move them. The next book I want to read is also, it's a fantasy book. It's also the second book in a duology. I read the first book this summer because it gave me summer vibes. This one kind of does give me summer vibes as well, because it doesn't feel like a winter book. But like I said, it's another one kind of in the middle of the series. I've read one of the books. I would have to reread it to see if I really like it, because I heard part of it. And so far, I've noticed that for me to listen to an audiobook, it's got to be kind of like a stupid book, like a book that doesn't, not a stupid book, but like a book that doesn't require a lot of brain power, which is why I kind of like fluffy romances for that, because if I miss a detail, it's not a big deal. So I feel that I kind of missed some of the details with that fantasy. It's also based on Chinese folklore, so it had a lot of Chinese names, which to me, I don't know. It wasn't bad. I don't feel that it needed a second book, but the cover is just as stunning as the first one. And that is Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan. This is another one that I don't remember how the first book ended. I kind of do, but I would need a refresher. Anyways, it says, after winning her mother's freedom from the Celestial Emperor, Xing Ying thrives in the enchanting tranquility of her home, but her fragile peace is threatened by the discovery of a strange magic on the moon and the unsettling changes in the Celestial Kingdom as the Emperor tightens his grip on power. While Xing Ying is determined to keep clear of the rising danger, the discovery of a shocking truth spurs her into a perilous confrontation. Forced to flee her home once again, Xing Ying and her companions venture to unexplored lands of the immortal realm, encountering legendary creatures and shrewd monarchs, beloved friends and bitter adversaries. With alliances shifting quicker than the tides, Xing Ying has to overcome past grudges and enmities. I had never heard of that word before. To forge a new path forward, seeking aid where she never imagined she would. As an unspeakable terror sweeps across the realm, Xing Ying must uncover the truth of her heart and claw her way through devastation, to rise against this evil before it destroys the world she has grown to love, even if doing so demands the greatest price of all. So, it sounds good. I want to finish... I thought the actual cover was broken. I want to finish the series to just get it off my shelves. Sorry, it is kind of a chunker. Don't even know if it's YA or what it is. So, that is another book. Hold on, I will tell you now how many pages. Those are her acknowledgements. She gives us, I guess, from what I'm looking at, like a glossary in the back. Yeah. So it's 456 pages. It's not too bad. I thought it was bigger. But either way, it's a book that I want to finish. The next one I've also had for a while. I've never read anything by this author, but the cover got me. The synopsis in the back of the book got me. And it sounds like a cute name. It's The Lonely Hearts Book Club by Lucy Gilmore. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. So the back says, everyone has a reason to get lost inside a book. Sloane Parker lives a small, contained life as a librarian in her small, contained town. She never thinks of herself as lonely, but still she looks forward to that time every day when old curmudgeon Arthur McLaughlin comes to browse the shelves and cheerfully insult her. Despairing of such a highlight of Sloane's day that when Arthur doesn't show up one morning, she's instantly concerned. And then another day passes, and another. Anxious, Sloane tracks the old man down only to discover him all but bedridden and desperately struggling to hide how happy he is to see her. Wanting to bring more cheer into Arthur's gloomy life, Sloane creates an impromptu book club. Slowly, the lonely misfits of their sleeping town begin to find one another, and in their book club, they find the joy of unlikely friendship. Because as it turns out, everyone has a special book in their heart, and a reason to get lost and eventually found within the pages. No, that's true. Everyone has a special book, and people have different reasons for getting lost in a book. So I don't know, it just sounds really cute. The font's not too bad either. This one is, I guess this is still part of the book. I thought it was maybe like the acknowledgements. 353 pages. So hopefully it's not that long. Hopefully it's good. If not, I will be unhauling it because I only want to keep books in my library that I have really enjoyed. And the last one that I want to read, I've wanted for a while, and I found it, believe it or not, at the thrift store for $1.99. And that is A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. It says it's a European edition. I know that this is a translated book. I think it's French, and then it's translated to English. Translated from the French. There you go. So it's a French book. Oh no, it's got something on the side. Oh well. For $2, I really can't complain. It's a beautiful cover. And the other books are just as big. I have no idea what it talks about, but it's just, I don't know. The cover to me reminds me kind of Howl's Moving Castle. I don't know why. But the back says, Ophelia possesses 2 special gifts. A talent for seeing into an object's past and the ability to travel through mirrors. Her peaceful existence on Anima is interrupted when she is promised in marriage to the taciturn Thorn, a member of a powerful clan from a cold and distant ark. A pawn in a dangerous game that will have far-reaching consequences for her entire world. Ophelia must navigate the lies and machinations of her fiancé's clan in order... Sorry, the sun is like bothering me right here. In order to survive in this first installment of the international best-selling Mirror Visitor series. So, I don't know. It sounds good. I've wanted it for a while. Like I said, for $2, I really cannot complain. And those are, I believe, the 10 books that I want to read this winter. So I'm going to recap. From this winter for me is December 1st to February. In this case, it'll be February 28th because next year is not a leap year. No, I believe the leap year was this year. So I have from December until the end of February to read all these books and any other book in between because I do like to allow myself room to mood read because I am an extreme mood reader. So hopefully I get to read these books because I did not do very well with my fall TBR. I don't even think I read one single book from that TBR. Nope. And it's the week before Thanksgiving, so I highly doubt that I'll read any book from that TBR because I'm reading a series right now and I like to read series back to back. That way I don't forget what happens, like in the case of the 2 that are the ending of a series. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and please subscribe because it helps my channel and let me know if you've read any of these books and what books you want to be reading in the winter. See you guys. Bye.